Hi guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about my summer van life favorites. You guys know that I have traveled in so many different rigs at this point, and it is a little different being in a van, especially because most of my storage is under the bed. And I also have some different things like carpet in here. I wanted to walk you through some of my favorite products that I have personally purchased for the van. I want to make it very clear that all of these products in this video are something that I've spent my own money on, and none of this is sponsored in any way, and it has not been gifted to me in any way. I purchased it with real money from my actual bank account, and so I wanted to show you some of the things that I have found that worked really well that hopefully you guys can find work for you too. The first one is my new outside table. So you guys have seen this in a couple of my other videos in the background, and I know a few of you have commented and asked on it. It's always been in my Amazon storefront, but I've never done a dedicated video on it, mostly because it's a pretty standard table for what it is. But I did buy it because of the fact that it is a little bit smaller. I actually bought it to be a table to use inside the van when I'm cooking. So it is small enough to use inside the van, and because the legs are adjustable, I can put it down at my height when I was previously having to sit on the floor to eat before I got my swivel put in. Now I have built 2 countertops in the back, so I don't need the table inside as much, but it is still super helpful to have outside, to have it adjustable. And because all 4 legs adjust just like a lot of the other camping tables, you can use it on unlevel surfaces but then have a level surface, if that makes sense. And the last part that is my absolute favorite about this table, which is something maybe a lot of manufacturers don't really think about. There are 2 separate compartments with their own zippers for the case. So you store the legs on one side and you store the top on the other side. And I know that that sounds like a crazy selling point to say in a video of like why I love this table so much, but honestly I did not know I needed 2 separate parts instead of trying to shove everything in the same bag, because you guys know that those bags, no matter what brand you get, are just barely big enough to fit both pieces in, and if you don't get them put in the exact way, then you're kind of out of luck. So I love that this just has 2 dedicated compartments. You can switch which goes in either, but they are kept separate so then they're not getting tangled inside, and that you always know you can zip it shut, which makes packing it up so much easier. My next favorite purchase that I made for the van is these rolling bins that I keep underneath of the bed. These are just ones that I found on Amazon. They have them everywhere now, but when I first purchased them, I was like, this is such a good idea. And I'm going to walk you through why all of these are such a good idea. First of all, they roll. So having them under the bed, I can literally just pull them out and put them back in super easily. The second thing is they have compartments that open from all 4 sides and the top. So no matter where they are shoved underneath the bed, I can almost always access them as long as I, have space to do so. And it just makes things so much more simple than you would think. I am the queen of just using something cheap or free. I used milk crates for a long time. I used just like really cheap from the dollar store Tupperware bins for a long time. And being able to get into these from any angle, including the top, just makes things so easy. Also, these are stackable. So if you want to use them maybe as your countertop or underneath something like this, then you can actually just stack them up and you can open them from the front instead of having to open them on the top, so they can stay stacked. Again, it works super well and I really like these. The last thing is they also collapse down completely flat. I just like that if I move things around or reorganize, or if I don't need one right now, I can just collapse it flat and I can store it underneath the bed super easily, and it just makes it nice. The next thing I am going to talk about is my vacuum. So many of you guys said that I was going to hate my carpet after a while and it was going to be such a pain to keep up with. I totally stand by the decision to put carpet in this van. It makes it so much more comfortable. It makes it so much easier for Pippa to jump up and on and off the bed. It makes it easier that things don't slide around in here so easily, but I do obviously have to vacuum it. You're always going to have to vacuum and clean your vehicle that you're using outdoors 24/7. I really love the Bissell Pet version of this handheld vacuum. It works super well. It gets all of Pippa's hair, it gets all of my hair, it gets all of the dirt, debris, everything off of these carpets. A great thing to have in the van. Is it the cheapest vacuum on the planet? Absolutely not, but it does work really well for having a low pile, high traffic carpet situation going on, and I am super glad I invested in this vacuum. My next item is my Primo hand pump. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you guys know I have had this Primo hand pump in every single rig that I have lived in. I love the hand pump. I know they make cute rechargeable ones now and that you can just like press a button and your water comes out. But let me tell you, the hand pump has always been superior. One, it stays on way better than all of those USB ones. Trust me, I've had them. When you drop the water bottle, which you will because things fly around everywhere when you're driving in the van and things shift and you open a door and you don't realize it, it has a way higher chance of actually staying on. It's obviously not going to run out of battery, and you just pump it with your hand. I know obviously the USB is much more accessible for people who can't pump with their hand, but if you can, I feel like this is just the better option. It's not going to break, it's not going to do anything, it's really easy to clean, and I have had one in every single rig. I probably have 3 of them now because they've gotten left in storage units or I've given them to other people who have asked about it, and I'm pretty sure you can order it off Amazon. I've always just purchased mine at Home Depot with a brand new Primo bottle. I know a lot of people think you also have to like exchange that Primo bottle every time you refill your water, but you definitely don't. You can just refill it at any water refill station. This is just the original one I bought when I bought the van, and I've not like gone in and exchanged it again because I don't really care about the water part. I just wanted the bottle. A lot of times too, when you buy the pump, it'll come with a coupon to get like a certain amount of money off of your first water bottle. So that Primo hand pump is one of my favorite items. Going along talking about water, my Soda Stream is one of my favorite items. And now that they have ones that don't need power, because I have had a Soda Stream since you've had to like plug them into the wall back in the day to get them to work. And now you don't. And they have the quick connect ones. You don't even need to screw the bottle into the back. It just makes it so easy. I love carbonated beverages. Obviously, you guys have seen me with Red Bulls, Diet Cokes, all this stuff in my hand. I love like fizzy, bubbly waters and all of that. And so I have a Soda Stream in the van. It gets beat up. And let me tell you, this thing has lasted through tons of bouncing around in the travel trailer and bouncing around in this van. It gets thrown around constantly and it is still going. It's duct taped together just a little bit. But let me tell you, it has been fully worth the investment. I have the Soda Stream Terra. I don't know any of the other like amenities that come with Soda Stream. I don't work with Soda Stream. I just purchased the one that didn't need power and that was like as simple as possible because I knew it was going to get thrown around in the van. I just have the canister that you can go in and exchange. So each canister I think is like $30 something, but when you bring in, say to Target or whatever, you can bring in your used empty canister and exchange it for a new one instead of buying a new one every single time, and then you get it for like $15. So yes, that's expensive, but when you think about $15 for a canister of, I'm not even sure how many liters of water that you can get out of it, versus now a 12 pack of Diet Coke is almost $10 everywhere I've seen it, unless you're getting a ton on sale. $15 for 6 to 8 weeks of soda, or $10 a pop for literally 12 sodas. I just tend to go with the Soda Stream. I love it. Obviously, I give into my Diet Coke craving all the time, but it makes my water intake super easy. I just use lemon juice. I am super basic with it. I don't get all fancy with all of the syrups. Now, I have before, and I do have like a whole video I can do on my favorite syrup brand that I have, but those are luxury items. I've made quite a few major purchases this summer and with the van in general, and so I am on a budget right now, so we are just going with lemon juice and a little like drink enhancers from Walmart and Kroger, but the Soda Stream lives in the van and it will always live in the van. And my last item that is my favorite, and you guys have asked about it before but I never really talked about it, is my trash can. This trash can I had in the trailer because it was one that could get wet in my wet bath, and it has now moved into the van with me because I still love it. It collapses down. It's super small. It's really easy. It's plastic. It can get wet. It can get thrown around. It's lost a couple pieces over the months and year that I have had it, but it just fits grocery bags perfectly. I have regular trash bags in it right now because I'm in California and I can't get grocery bags at the store, but I love this trash can, and it's so simple, it's so easy. I think it's actually supposed to be for like composting, but I loved it for the fact that if it's not in use or if it needs to get shoved somewhere, it can actually collapse down, and I'm not having like a bathroom trash can that's just one of those circle ones floating around in the van. I obviously love that it has a lid because I have a composting toilet. I am putting used toilet paper in there, so the fact that it has a lid helps keep the smell down. Of course, dropping off your trash frequently helps keep the smell down, but it just makes it easier that it has a lid and it's not getting everywhere and that everything is contained within the trash can. I will leave everything linked below. I am an Amazon affiliate, for full disclosure. None of this is sponsored, but it is things that I am sharing with you, and if you use my link, it does kick back to the channel and help support me and Pippa, so I really appreciate that, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye! Say bye, Pippa. She's tired.